G'day and welcome to Seeing Red. Now, do you want to know the real reason for the mandated vaccine push in Victoria? Now, Dan Andrews has repeatedly said it's for the benefit of the community and the safety of our families, and Dan had announced that it would apply to everyone who was an authorised worker. But Dan was wrong. It's all authorised workers except MPs and other people who have constitutional exemptions.
Oh yeah, that's not a watering down. That's specific advice, legal advice, and supported by the Solicitor General that there are constitutional and other legal protections for some of those groups that mean that a mandate was really not a recommendation for those groups.
And will that apply to MPs too? I mean, are those of state MPs in the Parliament?
Yeah, I believe so. Again, legal impediments or legal recommendations that MPs can't be within those mandates. That's not to say that there aren't other mechanisms for MPs to be managed, but the Treasurer can speak to that.
So just to clarify, that is no longer, MPs are no longer part of the public health order?
No, MPs have not been part of the mandate for legal advice around that. But as I understand it, not required for MPs in Victoria as well.
Yet they're working on other mechanisms to make it fair and compliant. Though whether we see anything happen, well, we'll just have to wait and see. Though, it becomes clear that the only reason Dan is dead set on the 26th of October for Victorians is for just one reason. 1 week of preparation, 1 week to get your frocks together, 1 week to get your hair cut and buy a cheap suit. Yep, 1 week and she's all systems go for 10,000 strong party at Flemington Raceway. You guessed it, the reason Dan's so keen to get this show on the road and push as many across the vaccine line as he can is to be sure he justifies a horse race with the crowd. The Melbourne fucking Cup. The race that stops the nation. The place where all the bigwigs of the Melbourne social elite get together and put shit on us commoners and wade in their collective self-admiration. And I'm sure there'll be enough time in that week of prep to get a bunch of celebrities across the border to just happen to be inside the 25-kilometre exclusion zone around the raceway. They can all get together and pat each other on the back for all their sacrifices and celebrate the money they've made on investments into vaccines, masks, PCR tests and toilet paper. Well, I hope they choke on horse shit and the glut of high-priced alcohol, while the small business owners, the mum and dad operations, the musicians, the artists and the rest of us outside of Metro Melbourne start putting back together the broken pieces of the lives we had pre-pandemic, and wait for the next lockdown that will come just 14 days after the races. The whole show's a joke, run by a bunch of clowns, a bullshit justification to put 10,000 double-vaxxed revellers into a small quarters and get their groove on. And by the way, you can also go if you've got a valid exemption, which is what? That you're an MP or a judge, all under the pretense that it's an experiment of the new double-vaxxed world we're about to live in and redefine our cultural identity. What a load of shit. Oh, and as a side note for us commoners, there'll be some music on at the Sydney Myer Music Bowl on October 30, but they're still fine-tuning the numbers for that second-class citizen event. If this doesn't make you see red, then fucked if I know what will.